Adult animation as a whole has been around for a very long time. We're all familiar with Family Guy, The Simpsons, Rick and Morty, etc. However, there is one adult animated show that is shockingly a masterpiece: BoJack Horseman, a Netflix original created by Raphael Bob-Waksberg. The show follows a character that goes by the name of BoJack, a former Hollywood sitcom actor who is attempting a comeback while also dealing with his addictions, depression, and all of his past traumas. From the surface, it looks like just another Family Guy clone, but under the silly Horseman character is a deep story about depression and finding one's self. But how did such a silly yet genius idea get made? Well, let's talk about that. It all started because Bob Waksberg was friends with Lisa Hannawalt, a brilliant artist. The two went to school together at Henry M. Gunn High School. The two would often joke about making a cartoon together someday, and often shared their outrageously terrible ideas. Once high school ended, the two split off and went their own ways, Bob Waksberg going to Bard College in New York and Hannawalt going to UCLA. However, they continued to stay in touch, even having an online comic strip that they both worked on together. Funnily enough, they kind of switched places, Hannawalt eventually moving to New York and Bob Waksberg moving to LA, where he started pitching shows around. He started getting meetings at important companies. Everyone wanted to hear his ideas, even though he was out of them. This led him to Hannawalt's blog, where he pulled a bunch of her drawings of these animal people she drew on her own. He kept asking himself, what could he do with these? And that's where BoJack Horseman eventually came to be. Bob Waksberg, still freshly moved to LA, was living in his friend's extremely nice mansion, paying $800 a month to stay there. This mansion is laid atop of a gigantic hill with a very windy road to get to it. Due to it, Bob Waksberg immediately got into a wreck. He had no car, no friends, and was alone on top of this gorgeous mansion. Him even stating that.
I remember looking out on the deck over all of Hollywood and feeling simultaneously on top of the world and never more isolated and alone.
This exact scenario Bob Waksberg endured directly inspired the creation of BoJack the character. He had the idea to create a character of just some guy who'd have every opportunity for success but somehow couldn't find a way to be happy. BoJack is human, aside from him being a horse, of course. Will Arnett's casting as the titular character helped sell BoJack to the audience, giving a memorable and iconic voice to the bland, saddened BoJack. Bob Waksberg, while searching for the perfect casting for BoJack, saw Will Arnett and knew he was the guy, due to him being hilarious, yet also having a darkness to him. Arnett performing such a gravelly and dark voice while being able to deliver the funniest lines throughout the show is what contributed to him being the perfect casting. Bob Waksberg even stating,
You want someone who elevates the material. And I am so blessed with our cast that just every single one of them elevates the material.
There's not much to BoJack. Throughout all of season 1, that's what you're led to believe. He's just simply an asshole.
Those are my muffins.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. Did you bring them into the store with you? Or?
No, but I was going to buy them. That's the last box, and I had dibs on them.
Really? You had dibs?
Yeah, dibs. I just put them down for a second while I went to the bathroom.
Look, I don't even want the muffins. I was just looking at them. But I gotta say, if you put muffins down, they're not your muffins.
However, towards the end of the season, you start to get hints that there's more to BoJack than meets the eye. Seeing a glimpse of his past life in Hollywood and his past friendship with his former comedy partner Herb Kazaz, and how their relationship fell apart. More glimpses of BoJack's internal struggle start to form and show the more you progress throughout the season. One of the most powerful scenes of the series being the final scene of the season, where BoJack asks his ghostwriter Diane Nguyen one simple question.
I guess my question is, do you think it's too late for me?
What?
I mean, am I just doomed to be the person that I am? The person in that book? I mean, it's not too late for me, is it? It's not too late. Diane, I need you to tell me that it's not too late.
BoJack,
I need you to tell me that I'm a good person. I know that I can be selfish and narcissistic and self-destructive, but underneath all that, deep down, I'm a good person, and I need you to tell me that I'm good. Diane? Tell me, please, Diane, tell me that I'm good.
Without watching the show, this scene tells you everything you need to know about BoJack as a person. Under all the narcissism and awful behavior is someone who just wants to be a good person. Someone who wants love. Someone who is human. BoJack being a horse was no mistake. Bob-Waksberg even stating that he wanted to make a horse feel human. Even though the world of BoJack is filled with anthropomorphic animals, it's easy to forget that they aren't humans. With these animals going through struggles we endure in the real world, such as abuse, loss, and even trauma. BoJack's childhood stuck with him throughout his life and continued to plague him even in adulthood. His trauma cutting deep into the roots of his mind to the point where he starts to resent his own race. His mother, BoJack Horseman, aided in most of his trauma, being verbally abusive towards BoJack, even holding a resentment for him ruining her body, and his alcoholic father, Butterscotch Horseman, neglecting and abusing him even tricking BoJack to drinking a drugged rum and coke after BoJack caught him having an affair with his secretary, and gaslighting him after he woke up, making him think he's the one in the wrong.
Did I fall asleep? I feel sick. No, you went a little wild. You made a mess of my carpet, BoJack. I think your mother would be very disappointed in you.
I'm sorry.
Maybe it's best if we both just forgot about everything that happened tonight. Okay, buddy?
Okay.
BoJack's terrible upbringing shaped him into the foul, bitter man that we all see throughout the show. However, in the last season of the show, we see a shift in BoJack. He actually wants to get better and improve, him even going to rehab for his addictions. We start to see the real BoJack, the BoJack that actually cares and wants to be happy and successful. However, he's still human, and humans spiral. After he finds out his half-sister Hollyhock doesn't want him to be in her life anymore, he relapses and spirals back into alcohol. The only person he truly loved leaving sent him over the edge. Him even breaking into his house he got evicted from and drowning in his own pool. Alone and as low as he's ever been. BoJack dies. Him even dreaming about all the most impactful people of his life as each of them slowly die and head towards the afterlife. Or as Herb, his once best friend, said,
"See you on the other side."
Oh, BoJack, no. There is no other side. This is it.
And BoJack, alone, with just a fake version of his close friend Diane, accepts his death. BoJack is given a second chance. Well, maybe his 20th chance, but still. And the series ends with BoJack being sent to prison, forcing him to get his life back on track, and him slowly saying his goodbyes to everyone he impacted throughout the series. The series ends on a somewhat hopeful and high note. The series not showing you how BoJack will end up, leaving it up to the viewer to decide. BoJack is a deep and flawed character that shows that anyone can improve and get help. Everyone can learn from BoJack. I guess you could say the entirety of BoJack can be summed up in one single clip from the show.
It gets easier.
Huh?
Every day it gets a little easier.
Yeah?
But you gotta do it every day. That's the hard part. But it does get easier.
Okay.
I sleep in late,